All right, let's unlock one of the most beautiful and honestly most powerful secrets of the entire universe. And you know what? It's all hidden inside just 5 simple characters. E equals mc².
Yeah, I know, it might just look like a bunch of letters and numbers on a page, but this tiny equation, it completely changed everything we thought we knew about reality itself. It's so elegant, so profound, and we're about to dive into exactly why. So, let's just get right to it. What is this famous formula really trying to tell us? I mean, how on earth does it connect something as tiny as an atom to the light pouring out of the biggest star in the sky? Okay, to really get the genius of this, we kind of have to travel back in time a bit. Let's take a look at what everyone, and I mean everyone, even the top scientists in the world, believed before Einstein completely changed the game.
So before Einstein, the thinking was pretty straightforward. You had mass, that's the physical stuff you can actually touch and hold, and then you had energy, that's the invisible force that makes things go. And everyone thought they were 2 totally separate things. But Einstein's big discovery? Whoa, it was a shocker. He figured out they're not separate at all. In fact, he realized that mass is just a super concentrated, you could even say frozen form of energy.
Now, I get it. That whole idea of frozen energy can sound a little out there, a bit abstract, right? So let's use a really great analogy to make it crystal clear.
Just think about good old H2O. You can have solid ice, right? You can have liquid water, or you can have steam, which is a gas. They look and act totally different from each other, but are they actually different things? Nope. They're all just H2O, but in different states. And that is the perfect way to think about mass and energy. They're the same fundamental stuff, just in different forms, and they can actually transform from one into the other.
So the big question is, how does that transformation actually work? Well, the secret is coded right there, inside the formula itself. So let's decode it, piece by piece.
First up, we've got E. Simple enough, that stands for energy. I want you to think of this as the output of the whole equation. It's the end result, all the heat, the light, the raw power to make things happen. It's what you get at the end when mass gets converted.
Okay, next up is M, and that's for mass. So if energy is the output, then mass is the input. It's the actual physical stuff an object is made of. It's the matter that holds all of that incredible, locked-up potential energy.
And finally, we have c. Now, this stands for the speed of light, which is basically nature's ultimate speed limit. But here's the thing. In this equation, c has a really special job. It's not just a speed, it's like the magic conversion factor that tells you exactly how much energy is locked inside any amount of mass.
And just how fast are we talking? Well, it's almost impossible to imagine. 300,000 kilometers per second. To put that into perspective, a beam of light could circle the entire Earth 7.5 times in a single second. It is a massive, colossal number.
But here is the absolute key. The real secret weapon of this whole equation isn't just c, it's c². So you take that already gigantic number, and then you multiply it by itself. And that is what creates this unbelievably enormous multiplication factor. It's the key that unlocks a jaw-dropping amount of energy from even the tiniest little speck of mass.
Okay, so let's see what this massive multiplier actually looks like in the real world. We're going to go from something totally normal to something absolutely magnificent.
I want you to picture something you see every day, a simple paperclip, right? It's tiny. It weighs about 1 gram. Seems like nothing, totally insignificant. But E equals mc² tells us there is a universe of power hidden right inside it.
Get this. If you could somehow convert that single gram of mass into pure energy, it would release enough power to boil 34 times billion liters of water. That is enough to fill thousands and thousands of swimming pools, all from one paperclip. That is the insane power of c² at work.
And look, this isn't just some crazy theory. You actually experience this every single day. Einstein himself said it perfectly. He said when you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, when you're really feeling his equation at work, it is the direct sensation of mass turning into energy. You see, our sun is basically one giant nuclear reactor. Every single second, it converts 4 million tons of its own mass directly into the light and heat that travels all the way through space to make life here on Earth possible. The sun is literally getting lighter every single moment just to power our world.
So how does the sun pull this off?
Well, it's a process called nuclear fusion. Deep inside the sun's core, the pressure and heat are just so intense that hydrogen atoms get squeezed together. They fuse and create helium. But here's the really cool part, the little trick. If you could weigh everything before and after, the new helium atom actually weighs a tiny, tiny bit less than the hydrogen atoms that made it. And that missing mass, it didn't just vanish. It was converted directly into all that energy, the light and the heat that powers our entire planet, exactly like the equation predicted.
Of course, when you unlock a secret this powerful, it brings up some really profound questions. And not just for science, but for all of us, for all of humanity.
This knowledge really has two sides, doesn't it? On one side, you have the promise of things like nuclear power, a way to generate massive amounts of clean energy for millions. But on the other side, you have the danger, the peril of nuclear weapons and their absolutely terrifying destructive potential. The equation itself isn't good or evil, it's just knowledge. The choice of how we use it, well, that's on us.
And that really gets to the heart of our responsibility, you know? Science reveals these incredible secrets of the universe. It gives us the tools. But it's up to us, as people, to use that knowledge with wisdom and with a real sense of what it means for the future.
So you see, in the end, E equals mc² is so much more than just a formula you see in a textbook. It's really an invitation. It's a reminder that our universe is all interconnected in these beautiful and really surprising ways, and that it's just full of secrets that are waiting for someone to find them. So the real question it leaves us with is this: what beautiful secret will you discover?